Welcome to Week 6 picks here on Sun Knows Best. And boy, do we have some breaking news in store for you tonight. Eli has taken over the lead. He is beating me by 5 points thanks to a 4-1 week against the spread and getting all 5 of his blind draw picks correct last week. Eli, you had a heck of a run there, 14 points in 1 week, and the max is 15 points. So you were 1 point off of having a perfect week, Eli. And you now have 54 points total. I have 49 points. Eli is 16-9 against the spread, and I am 17-8 against the spread. Welcome to Week 6. We want to give a huge shout out to everyone that has been helping with the recovery and situation in Western North Carolina, Northern Georgia, and Eastern Tennessee. We just want to thank everyone that's going above and beyond for their donations, their time, their rescue efforts throughout this recovery period that will go on for months and months in that particular area from the devastation of Hurricane Helene. So we're going to move right into the picks here tonight, folks, and we're going to be with you just for a few moments. So sit back, grab your favorite beverage of choice, maybe a small snack, and enjoy the next 15 to 20 minutes. But we're going to start with a game on Saturday. Missouri travels to Texas A&M. Texas A&M is a 1.5 point favorite when we locked it in. That has risen to 2 points since then, but we lock it in at 1.5. Eli, can the Tigers beat the Aggies and upset them even though Missouri's higher ranked? Can Mizzou do that on the road Saturday afternoon in College Station?
Well, yeah, this is going to be interesting because the last time we had a ranked versus ranked matchup, it was at Texas A&M against Notre Dame, and Texas A&M came out with a win. And
wait, who?
Texas A&M versus Notre Dame?
No, Notre Dame won.
Notre Dame won.
Yes, it was a close game, but Notre Dame won.
Okay, well that swaps my pick. I'm gonna pick.
Yeah, that's their only loss.
To pick Missouri here. And it's not like that hype, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Because Missouri is it's an afternoon game. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, it's an afternoon. It's a noon kick. It's actually a morning game in College Station.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go opposite of you here, Eli. I think Texas A&M found something with their backup quarterback when Wegman got hurt. I know he's still a game time decision right now, but I'm going to go with the Aggies. Missouri has been struggling in the last couple weeks, just keeping the consistency with everything. They have a few plays here, a few plays there that do some really nice things, but outside of that, they have been struggling. So give me Texas A&M. Mike Elko's got that team believing. He's got them playing really good defense, and I think Texas A&M comes in and actually, let's take that back. They don't come in. They stay home and they defend their home turf, Kyle Field, and walk away with a very, very close victory, but they do cover the 1.5. All right, moving to another really big matchup in the ACC. SMU travels to Louisville. Louisville is a 7-point favorite. Who you going here, Eli? You going with the Mustangs or going with the Cardinals?
It's tough. I'm going to go SMU, though. I like their strength of schedule better than...
Okay.
Technically, they whooped up on TCU and FSU. They lost to a pretty good BYU team.
Yeah.
And then Louisville lost to Notre Dame at Notre Dame.
Yep.
It was a closer game.
Louisville had a ton of turnovers in that game and a bad snap on a punt and cost them a ton of points.
And then they played Austin Peay and Jacksonville State.
Yep.
And they beat Georgia Tech by 12. So, I mean,
all right, I'm going with the home. I'm going with the home favorite here,
it's gonna be a close game.
and I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a good game. Give me the Louisville Cardinals to win this game. I think it's going to be low scoring. I look in that 20 to 13 range, 23 to 14 range, but give me the Cardinal to win and lay the points. Eli's already written his pick down for the next game. We got Iowa at Ohio State. This is your first opportunity to see Iowa with the offense of change that they did in the offseason. They've already lost to Iowa State, so this is a big game for them when it comes to playoff potential down the road, especially with the rest of the Big Ten schedule they have. And can Ohio State keep it going against a really, really good defense? Eli, who's your pick? You already wrote it down, but who's your pick?
I got Ohio State. I think Ohio State is, honestly, from what I've been saying, they're one of the best teams in the whole country.
Okay.
I think they are one of the best teams. I think they are the best team in the whole country.
Okay.
From what I've seen.
All right.
It's very hard to not like this
Stop.
team. The Judkins and Travion Henderson and the true freshman Jeremiah Smith who cooked my Spartans.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean the whole wide receiver group is insane. The defense is very solid, very above average. Just to be honest, the only part I really don't like about this team is Will Howard. To be honest, but he's still very good.
Yeah. I agree.
I'm gonna go Ohio State. I think this will be. I think it'll be a low-scoring game. To be honest.
Because of Iowa's defense.
Yeah, Iowa's defense is very good, but I think their offense is not good. So yeah, Ohio State will probably score in the 30-ish point range, but then they'll hold them to probably single digits.
This game is at what time? 3:30?
3:30, yeah. 3:30.
Okay, so it's not a night game in the shoe. Still, going into the shoe is tough. I think Ohio State has too many weapons. I think Iowa may hang with them for a quarter, maybe a quarter and a half.
Yeah.
Give me the Buckeyes to cover that 20 and a half. If that was 21 or more, might not go there, but 3 touchdowns, give me the Buckeyes to handle Iowa pretty easily come Saturday afternoon. So
this is honestly going to be not a test, I guess, for Ohio State. It's going to be more of a how are they going to do against the rest of the Big Ten opponents? Because you got some really good Big Ten opponents, and then you got some decent you got some kind of bad ones like Purdue.
Yeah.
And you would say Indiana's part of that bad group, but they're 4-0. Rutgers is 4-0.
Yep. All right, give me Ohio State.
Yeah.
Can you write it down?
Yeah.
All right, so we're moving into the SEC, and we got Ole Miss -9 at South Carolina. Ole Miss coming off that shocking defeat to Kentucky, who South Carolina pummeled a few weeks ago in Lexington. That win is looking better and better each week after Kentucky's close loss to Georgia and then upsetting Ole Miss. Both these teams have one loss now, and this starts a slate of games for South Carolina to finish out October that is going to be insane. They go to Alabama, they got Oklahoma, and they have Texas A&M all in the month of October on top of Ole Miss. So 9 points, Eli. That is a very weird number. Can Jackson Dart and the Ole Miss Rebels respond, or can South Carolina? Lenore Sellers is back. Can South Carolina have enough offense to keep up with Jackson Dart?
I wasn't thinking about this game when I first saw it, but this is good. For me personally, just with looking at their last 5 games for each team, this is going to be the hardest game to pick. Because Ole Miss, obviously, they looked really good in their first 4 games. They scored 70 against Furman.
Right.
Then they beat Wake. They beat Middle Tennessee State. They beat Georgia Southern, and then they lose to Kentucky at home.
Yep.
And that's not a shy to Kentucky because they look really good, to be honest.
Yeah.
But then you look at South Carolina and they destroyed Kentucky. And then you look at South Carolina's schedule and they barely beat Old Dominion. And then they had that loss against LSU. And then they destroy Akron. There's no consistency with these two teams. I feel like.
Yep.
And
what's your pick?
3:30 kick at South Carolina. Place is gonna be rocking.
Sold out. They're gonna wear garnet.
I'm gonna say South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
I got a text message.
I gotta pick a home team.
I got a text message Saturday because South Carolina was on a bye, obviously. But I got a text message Saturday about 3:15 right when the kicker missed that kick, maybe closer to 3:30, when that kicker missed the kick wide left on Saturday to send it into overtime on the Grove. And the question was, Is that a good thing or a bad thing that Ole Miss lost to Kentucky? Because if you've been around the South Carolina program, you have seen teams for years lose a game the week before and then come out against the Gamecocks and look like world beaters. And I said that I think it's a good thing and a bad thing because it gives South Carolina a true opponent that they've both played, and gives them an idea of how they can beat Ole Miss. And I think South Carolina has a really good defense. I don't know if it's good as Kentucky's defense, but if South Carolina can limit the mistakes on defense and special teams, I think their offense does just enough. Look for Rocket Sanders and Juju McDowell to have a game out of the backfield, not necessarily a run game, but out of the backfield. Look for them to have a good game combined, and I think South Carolina covers the spread, and I think South Carolina might even win the game outright. So Gamecock fans, I think the defense keeps you in it.
Yes.
I think the crowd keeps you in it, just like it did against LSU. And I think if you can limit the mistakes, I think you got a chance to win this game. No offensive pass interference, no missed field goals, no things like that doomed you against LSU. And I know, take all the ref stuff out of it. That was a few weeks ago. We're over it now. We're in the middle of SEC play. South Carolina, give me the points there. I'm going to take the Gamecocks, and I think they might win outright. I'm not going to write it down as an outright win, but I do think they keep it closer than 9 points. All right, last game we have. We're diving into the Sun Belt Conference. Okay, we've got the SEC covered, we got the ACC covered, and we have the Big Ten covered. We're now diving into the Sun Belt. We got James Madison traveling down to Monroe, Louisiana, down I-20 in the middle of nowhere, Duck Dynasty territory. James Madison is a 17-point favorite. The Dukes traveling to the Warhawks and their wonderful quarterback, General Booty. Can the Warhawks do it, Eli?
I wouldn't say wonderful. He's 28 for 53, has a fifth of the JMU's passing yards.
Yep. Now, 700 of those dang yards for JMU came against North Carolina in one game.
I don't care. Still, it's against a Power 5 school.
Yeah.
Whenever ULM played a Power 5 school, they lost 51-3.
Right.
Yeah, he has.
Who you got here?
He has more interceptions than touchdowns.
He's already written his pick down, by the way, folks.
He has more interceptions than touchdowns. And you know what honestly really makes me mad about this game is you can pay. It costs more to get into this game than it does to get in the Michigan State game. And honestly, it kind of takes me off.
Hey,
anyway,
when JMU comes to town, boy, you better watch out.
I know, honestly.
All right, who you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go James Madison. I think okay. Obviously the stats, if you will, kind of are a little bit kind of like, what's the word?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what word you're looking for. Misleading?
No, just disproportionate.
Okay.
Because they
too much one way.
Well, yeah, because they had that game against UNC.
Okay.
But then they went out and beat Ball State 63-7. So
okay.
Yeah,
give me the Dukes as well. I think they go in. I think UL Monroe gives them a fight for maybe a quarter or so.
Half a quarter.
Might be something that you tune into there just to see what's going on. Have a beautiful stadium there in Monroe.
Yeah.
And cousin Kyle Moore is going to love the fact that we picked this game. And so shout out to the Moore family there in Louisiana. Hope y'all are doing well, but got to go with the Dukes here. Sorry, I know y'all are big Warhawk fans, but going with the Dukes here.
We do mine first.
All right, Eli's going to dive into his blind draw first for me, and we will see what we have here, folks. But stick with us here.
Once again, a lot of over-unders.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, first one. Over/under 1.5 rushing touchdowns for Ashton Jeanty.
Who does Boise State play?
They play. Give me 1 second.
Should be up there at the top of the screen, or yeah, you can go there too.
Utah State.
Utah State. What is Utah State's record?
1-3.
Over.
The dude has 13 touchdowns.
I know already,
Holy cow!
and they've already had a bye week.
I know.
Yeah. Heisman.
Yeah, but you know what the sad thing is?
They have to get into the playoff.
Yeah, they have to get to the playoff.
Heisman.
Which is
He
really
should at
bad.
least get an invite.
He's gonna get.
If he stays on this pace and stays healthy,
he can get 2,500 yards. Like
I know he's on pace
And
for
then
it.
like for 30 touchdowns. He's gonna break records. One.
Okay.
Two. He's gonna get an invite to New York. I just don't know if he's gonna beat out Cam Ward or like somebody like that.
Yeah. Well, Cam Ward might have some
We'll
trouble
find
this
out.
weekend.
Yeah, sure.
Late kick and dude, they're having game day that morning, 6 a.m. Central or Pacific time. The game's not till 10:30.
Who's Miami playing?
California
Oh.
at Cal,
At
and that's
Cal.
where game day is. So they're doing game day at 6 a.m. All right, give me the over.
Okay.
Genty for a lot of touchdowns and a lot of yards against Utah
Okay,
State.
over-
Is that game at Boise?
It is at
Boise.
Yep, at Boise. Yep. Okay.
Over.
Okay.
Hammer that, by the way, if that is an actual thing. Hammer it.
Yeah. It probably will be something similar to that. Okay. Over under half a interception for Travis Hunter. So he has to
Ooh,
get an interception.
He has to get an interception.
because he plays corner.
And they play. Who do they play?
Give me the-
You could look it up by conference right there on that page you were on. The Buffaloes. I think they go back home.
I forgot football.
Kansas State
Yes. Kansas State. Yep, at home.
at home.
It'll be a tough game.
Yeah, Kansas State will. Avery Johnson will. Travis Hunter have more than or one
So
interception.
he has to get one pick.
One pick against
all it is.
Avery Johnson.
That's all it is.
He's going to run the ball a lot. I'm going to
He threw
say.
5 touchdowns last game.
I'm going to say yes.
Yes. Okay.
Because Avery Johnson, when he's on the run a little bit, he does have a tendency to
Kind of let it loose.
let it loose, and I think he has an errant throw, maybe a tipped ball or something like that.
Very good.
All right.
Falls in his hands. Okay. Let's make this all so I can actually see the games. Okay. Over under 3.5 total touchdowns for Cam Ward against Cal. So
Rushing
originally-
or receiving
yeah,
or passing,
originally I put
or if they're like Jared Goff receiving, right?
yeah.
Did you see Dan Campbell did not give him the game ball, and then he got in the press conference and was like he was perfect passing, and he was like, "Dang, I just gave the game ball to somebody else."
Wow. That's crazy.
Like, man, whoever your stat guy is giving you the stats after the game, got to come on now.
Yeah.
You got to help Dan Campbell out there.
Yeah,
Lions 3-1.
I was good. Yeah, watch out.
Watch out, Super Bowl. 3
Yeah,
total
I was
touchdowns.
gonna originally say 2.5 passing touchdowns over under.
Yeah, but total.
But he
And they're playing Cal. Cal's defense is pretty good.
Cal's defense is all right.
I mean, they only gave up 14 points to Florida State,
3-1,
but they should have. They only scored 9.
Cam Ward has 17.
What's the spread on this? 13 and a half?
10.
10. Oh, it's dropped.
50,
Okay.
54.
Give me. I think Miami scores a lot of points, but I think they may
Cam
give
Ward
up.
has 18 touchdowns on the year passing.
Give
wise.
me over on that.
And then for rushing,
3
he has-
total.
For rushing, he has over. So he has to get 4 total.
Yes.
He has 2 touchdowns on the year. One against FAMU, one against Florida.
Yeah, give me over. I'm gonna go over on that.
Okay. Damn, they beat Ball State 62-0. I'm still crazy
All right.
about that.
We gotta hustle. We got people coming to the house.
Okay, over
And the
under
dogs are gonna go nuts again.
over under 240.5 passing yards. Nico versus Arkansas. Alamaleva. I just
Lama Leva.
I didn't want to spell it. So I just-
Okay, go to Arkansas real quick. Go to that game. Okay, and then
So- scroll down to his stats, or what?
Go to the box score for this game.
Okay.
And they lost 21-17, right?
Yeah.
Go to the box score.
Box score. Yep.
How many yards did they give up passing to A&M?
163 to Marcel Reed.
But how many did they give up to running? They gave up a ton of running.
134.
Dang, they outgained them and lost.
Taylor Green had 279 passing yards for Arkansas. They still lost.
Nico 240.
And he had 6 rushing. Wait, that's not right.
Give me the over. I'm going over too.
I swear the Arkansas quarterback had. Oh wait, that was a different game.
Yeah, give me the over.
Over? Okay.
240?
You've taken over every
Yeah, give me the over. It's gonna be it's gonna be an over weekend, people. My blind draws might be over if I get all these wrong.
Okay, so different one because we kind of have to do a group of 5, just for my sake. Sam Houston State, who is 4-1, I think. Yep, 4-1, is favored by 10 points versus 0-4 UTEP.
Is the game at UTEP?
It is at UTEP in the Sun Bowl.
In the Sun Bowl. Nobody goes into the Sun Bowl and covers 10 points except Sam Houston State.
Okay.
Give me the Bobcats with a K.
I just want to check what time that game is.
And by the way, y'all, the New York Mets got hot at the right time, and they're about to advance to the NLDS to play I think the Dodgers?
It's
Maybe the Phillies.
It's on Thursday at 9 o'clock.
Game's on Thursday at 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
a night game in the Sun Bowl, and UTEP's 0-4.
UTEP's 0-4.
And what is Sam Houston?
4-1. 1
Yeah.
Cusa.
Sam Houston only lost to.
Locklear, bro. You got to pick it up.
Give me the Bobcats.
Okay. Yep.
-10.
For yours.
All right, let's do it. I can't believe you broke I put it in my notebook that way. In our notebook that way. You're all right.
Yo, I found I broke the pen.
He broke the pen, people.
Bro, I wasn't
Broken pen, dogs barking. Welcome to week 6, folks. All right, first one in October. Here we go. All right, Trey Harris is the leading receiver for Ole Miss and one of the top receivers in the country. Okay? And then Jackson Dart, obviously, has got the most yards because he threw for like 17,000 yards against those cupcakes they played before they played Kentucky.
Furman, all that.
The number of receptions by Trey Harris plus the number of completions by Jackson Dart. Over under 28.
God, you think too much whenever you do this stuff. Who are they playing?
South Carolina.
I remember now. Okay, so completions and receptions 20.5.
28.
28.
So add receptions plus completions.
Under.
Under?
Under.
All right.
Because receptions is throwing the ball.
Pittsburgh, who has one of the top offenses in the country through 4 games, travels to North Carolina.
Ooh.
All right. 950 total yards of offense over under between the two teams.
Between the two teams, I'm going to take over.
Over?
I feel like it. Oh. Yeah, over. Yeah.
Over?
Yeah.
All right. This question is only here because Matthew Sluka is not the UNLV quarterback, but Malik Williams, total yards for the UNLV Rebels against Syracuse.
Oh, isn't this like the backup because
Yep. And he can run and throw just like Sluka could.
Okay.
310 total yards of offense against the Qs on Friday night.
Oh, Syracuse.
Yep.
Is it in Syracuse?
Nope, it's at UNLV. In
I'm going to
Vegas.
say under. I'm going to say
Under?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to say under.
All right. 2 more to go. Indiana plays Northwestern at Northwestern's fake field this year.
Give me whatever it is.
Whatever it is, total yards Hoosiers 530.
Over. Yes,
Over? Indiana's off. I love that coach. Google him.
Yeah,
If you haven't
Google me.
Googled him yet or know who he is, Google him and find out the Indiana coach.
Sig.
All right. And then the last one, because I wanted to put another point spread in there. Miami at Cal, 13.5 point spread. Who covers? Miami. All right, folks.
Golly.
There you have it. He's looking at Coach Sig's bio right now. The man can win. He wins everywhere he goes. Indiana plays Northwestern this week. That's it for week 6 picks.
Not only
Week 6 picks. That's weird.
Not only is he 124-35 overall.
Mm-hmm. He coached at Elon.
And coached D2 and D1 playoffs.
Yep.
He also
coached at Uwe Pui.
Yeah.
Or Uwe.
Uwe P. And then he coached at Pitt, and he coached at Davidson, he coached at Rice, he coached at Temple, and NC State and Bama. Not only did he do like that insane overall record, he also like took teams like Elon, and then took them from like a 2-8 team to like a 9-4 team, or something like that. It was crazy.
Yeah. Rick Neuheisel called him the next Saban.
Yeah, that's
This job is just like Saban at Michigan State. Now he's going to get a bigger one and potentially a
was
bigger one after
He
that.
was the head coach of James Madison last year when they had all
Yeah.
their hype around.
Yeah, and he was there for what, 4 years, 5 years?
Uh,
All right, folks,
Yeah.
that is it. Keep up with the picks. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the time with your family and friends, and keep saying
He played quarterback at West Virginia.
prayers for Nick Saban from West Virginia.
Yeah.
Keep saying prayers for those people that were impacted by Hurricane Helene, and all of our thoughts and prayers go out to them here from Sun Knows Best. We'll see you next week for week 7.
Yep.
And boy, is it going to be a wonderful weekend next weekend.
gosh.
We got games all over. You better grab multiple TVs if you can.
Many as possible.
Many as possible.
Cancel all plans.
Cancel all plans. Hillary put it on our calendar. Next weekend is a no-fly zone in
Let's
the Covington
go.
house. All right. See y'all next week, folks. Have a good one.